Good morning to my folks and my friend traveling from all over the state, and our elected officer, Chief of Police, Fire Department. Thanks for coming. Thanks for standing with us for our Khalistan Alarnama. It is 1986. Why we need that day? Whenever something happens in one country when you live, the government does not recognize you and try to put you down, attack your screen. So then our leaders who start that day says that we are celebrating that day. Every thing happen always have some cause in behind. So I will not take too long your time. I like to, and first thing I want to tell everybody, this event is organized by World Sikh Parliament, who started in Punjab. Our prisoner leader, Bhai Jagtar Singh Hawara, he started this World Sikh Parliament to bring all the Sikh in under one flag. So we are working hard to do that, and one more time I like to thank all the World Sikh Parliament members organizing this event. And now I like to introduce our good friend, our city mayor, Peter Nestrom, and who's also every time I come to join Sikh community in Norwich, he always in front line to recognize our community. And I like him to welcome from all my community, Peter Nestrom. Sat Sri Akal. Bole Sonehal. Sat Sri Akal. Thank you.
ਆ ਪੜ ਲਓ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਫੜਾ ਦਿਓ, ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਨਾਲੇ, ਇੱਥੇ ਕਰ।
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'd like to start by welcoming all of you to be with us today as we stand with our Sikh brothers and sisters and their families, as well as our community leaders, in acknowledging what's really important, and that's standing and bearing witness to the truth. And I think that's something they have always tried to strive to reach, the truth, and we stand with them. At this time, I'd like to present a proclamation from the city. Whereas Sikhism originated in the Punjab region of South Asia, and Sikhs have overcome massive suppression to create, over several periods, sovereign states in their homeland to demonstrate their desire and ability to rule in a just manner and ensuring dignity and prosperity for all, without regard for caste or creed. And whereas Sikhism is the fifth largest independent ethnic religion founded by Guru Nanak in 1469 in the Punjab region of South Asia, and over 700,000 are living in the United States. And whereas India has committed genocide against the Sikhs since 1984 in order to crush a lawful and legitimate freedom struggle, in response to which Sarbat Khalsa, the supreme temporal decision-making body of the Sikhs, resolved on January 26, 1986 to create a sovereign state in Indian-occupied Punjab as the only effective means of exercising the Sikhs nation's right of self-determination, which led to the formal declaration of independence by its appointed Pathnik Committee on 29th of April 1986. And whereas Sikhs in Punjab and across the world have since that historic declaration, which spoke of freedom, equality, and social justice to all, made great sacrifices to secure a resolution to the Indo-Sikh conflict according to that cherished national goal. and we salute the martyrs of our noble freedom struggle. And whereas with values nurtured by Sikh faith that include the freedom of religion, speech, and expression, we stand with those marginalized and oppressed people of the world who are also struggling for their independence and basic human rights. And whereas we applaud the international community's adoption of fundamental human rights as inalienable requirements of the world order, in particular the adoption by the United Nations of Article 1 of the 1966 Covenants on Human Rights, which give pride of place to the right of self-determination as the only guarantee of other human rights. Now therefore I, Mayor Peter Albert Nystrom, and Norwich City Council President Pro Tem Joseph DeLucia, on behalf of the Norwich City Council and the citizens of the City of Norwich, do hereby declare April 29, 2022 as Sikh Declaration of Independence Day, dated this 29th day of April 2022. It is signed by myself and our Pro Tem Joseph DeLucia. I want to congratulate you, let you know that we as a city stand with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Zindabad.
Thank you very much.
Zindabad. 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 Bole Soneha.
Before I invite our next guest, one thing I like to say about Swanji Singh Khalsa. Today he is our city council, and he used to be a start from planning board, and he encouraged me to come a planning board in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Thank you for that, Swanji. Now I'd like to invite our next guest, Suki Legato. Come to the speaker, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here today with us in celebrating a very important historical day in the city of Norwich. We stand here united with our Punjabi brothers and sisters in a worldwide celebration. There are over 30 million Sikhs around the world, and here in Norwich we stand behind the freedom and independence that the Punjabi nation has been fighting for a very long time. The beautiful people and their beautiful country has been robbed and taken of their freedoms and independence for several years. And it is an honor for the Global City Norwich program and for the City of Norwich to welcome and embrace each and every one of you, members of the community, where you live, raise your families, and do business here in the City of Norwich. So thank you, all of you, for being here, and welcome to the city. And have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bole
Thank you, Suki.
Sonia.
Sri Akal. Our next speakers is going to be Swanji Singh Khalsa, who's going to be reading greeting from the Senator Chris Murphy. Swanji Singh Khalsa.
Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. First of all, I would just like to thank everyone for joining us today. It is important that we do a lot of work as a city council and, representative body of this community. But there is so much work that needs to be done to cater the sentiments of the people. So these symbolic things go far more than anything else. Because the first thing is people need to feel welcome. They need to feel part of the community. They need to feel that we understand their feelings, we understand their sentiments, we understand why they are even in America. They are here for religious freedom, which was taken away from them. So today, this symbolic event, I think, is going to be the part of the history. And I think there are many speakers who will shine the light upon this day, Sikh Declaration of Independence Day. But I just know one thing. People need to vent out as well, and we need to provide them these kind of opportunities so they can freely speak up their mind. And these things are part of our constitution, so how can we deny these things to be practiced in our community? So I'm very helpful, very thankful to our City of Norwich, our city leadership, I would like to acknowledge Peter Nystrom, who's mayor of our city and has been a wonderful friend for this community. I'm also joined with Drell Wilson, who's our councilman as well. And Tracy Burto sent me a message that she won't be able to make it. And I will also like to acknowledge that all the city council members were very supportive. This proclamation gonna be part of the city record as well. And it will be, everybody will see that in our Monday meeting of City Council as well. Now, I won't take much of your time, but I would like to read the letter of our U.S. Senator Chris Murphy, who also sits on Senate Foreign Relations Committee. So it means a lot from this letter that is coming from federal leader, and he has been supportive of Sikh community. He has been supportive of region of Punjab, which is kind of basically in between nuclear powers, and our whole civilization is on the stake at this point because all those countries don't really get along with each other. So it is very important that we as a United States also recognize the need of Punjab independence and how that can be more than a strategic partner to us. So I'll read. Christopher S. Murphy, Connecticut, United States Senate, Washington, D.C., April 29. Dear friends, I would like to extend my best wishes to everyone in the Sikh community of Connecticut as you celebrate the 554th Sikh New Year and Independence Day. For centuries, Sikhs have celebrated their religious founder, Guru Nanak, both in Punjab transnational region and around the world. I also want to honor the 239th anniversary of Sikh Flag Day, which was on March 11th. The Sikh community has a long and rich cultural history with over the 50 million followers worldwide. Members of the Sikh faith value freedom of religion, speech, and expression, while standing in solidarity with marginalized and oppressed people around the world. The tapestry we weave in a state and a nation is made more vibrant by the contributions from the more than 500 Sikh families in Connecticut. I want to thank the City of Norwich for organizing today's celebration and for creating an inclusive and welcoming community for residents in the Sikh faith and all backgrounds to enjoy. Once again, congratulations to all the Connecticut Sikhs on this 554th Sikh New Year and 239 Sikh flag raising. Norwich is fortunate to be able to host such a culturally enriching event. I wish you all the best in future and look forward to working hand in hand with you for years to come. Senator Murphy. Just a reference background, so March 14th is a Sikh New Year according to the Sikh calendar known as Nanakshay calendar, and 11th March is a Sikh Flag Day. So we had 239th anniversary of that as well. So I guess Senator just put everything together in the one package in his letter. So we are very thankful to him. And now I would like to invite our City Council member, Drell Wilson. Senator Austin and Rep. Kevin Ryan and Rep. Doug Tibisky, who represent this area, won't be able to join us today. Session is still going on, so they are working hard for our community over there in Hartford, and we thank you and thank them for that. But they have sent the citation, so I will have Mr. Wilson read the citation.
All right, good afternoon, or actually still morning. So this is a citation from the General Assembly. It's the official citation. It was introduced by Senator Catherine Austin, Representative Kevin Ryan, Senator Matt Lesser, Representative Doug Tibitsky, Senator Bob Duff, Senator Assad, and Senator Representative Riley, sorry. It says, be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly offers its sincerest congratulations to the World Sikh Parliament in recognition of the 36th anniversary of the Declaration of Sikh Independence. we join with you, your friends and family, in commemorating the historic resolution passed on April 29, 1986, by the collective Sikh nation gathering known as Sarbat Khals at the Sikh political center Akal Takht, situated in the holy city of Amritsar, Punjab. The entire membership extends its best wishes to all on this memorable occasion and express the hope that for continued success given on this 29th day of April 2022 at the state capitol in Hartford, Connecticut, and it is signed by the President Pro Tem, Martin Looney, and the Speaker of the House, Matt Ritter, and Denise Merrill, the Secretary of State.
Thank you, Drill. And now actually we have to add something to the program. We just received a citation from Lieutenant Governor Susan Biswick, so I will have Mr. Trucker Braddock come forward and present that. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here today. You've come from all parts of our country, and it's an honor that you are spending this time with us. This is from the state of Connecticut by Her Excellency Susan Biswick, Lieutenant Governor. This is an official statement. I take great pleasure in offering my sincere congratulations to Councilman Sanjay Singh for your numerous contributions to your local Sikh community, in addition to making history as the first Sikh elected on a city council in Connecticut. You are a small business owner, the creative director of a Sikh art gallery, and serve on countless boards, commissions, and organizations. The Sikh community is so proud to have you represent them. I thank you for your service to your community and to the state of Connecticut. And this is signed this day, 29th day of April 2022, by Susan Biswick, Lieutenant Governor. And it's unfortunate she could not be here. But it's a beautiful day, and it's nice that we had this beautiful day and a peaceful day in Norwich. Thank you for coming, and we do hope that you come back and visit with us again. Thank you.
Next, our speaker. I proudly invite our guest speaker for the today event, Dr. Amarjit Singh from Khalistan Affairs Center, Washington, D.C. Dr. Amarjit Singh has been advocating for Sikh Independence Day for a long time and also running leading Sikh channel, as you know, TV84. He also serves spokesman of Panthic Committee and currently serving as spokesman for World Sikh Parliament. Thank you, Dr. Saab, coming all the way from Washington, D.C. Norwich City is really proud of you. Welcome you here. Thank you.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Good morning, my brothers and sisters, Honorable Mayor, Council persons, and all our American friends who are here today to show their solidarity with 35 million Sikh nation who declared their independence from India 36 years ago on this day, April 29, 1986. City of Norwich, a historical city, and the center in which we are standing, this circle attributed to David Rudder's, and the history of Emancipation Proclamation, the history of slavery, visit of President Abraham Lincoln a few yards away, reminds us that how this city of Norwich has carved a place in Sikh history as well. When in independent sovereign Khalistan history will be written, it will be written that thousands of miles away in a small city of Norwich, which is on the side, they have showed their support to the sovereignty, independence of the Sikh nation. Brothers and sisters, Sikh nation, as in the beginning, it has been mentioned that Guru Nanak, which is not only the Guru of the Sikhs, Guru word means which dispels darkness, which creates light. Guru Nanak was born in 1469, and when we look at the geographical scenario, majority of Americans, when they look at India, they always think India is land of Gandhi. And when they look at land of Gandhi, for them it is non-violence, the main creed. Then they look at India as a land of yoga, the land of peace, land of spirituality. But my brothers and sisters, 2 days ago, United States Commission on International Religious Freedom released its country report on religious freedom in India, and they have marked India in the red zone. The technical word is country of particular concern, along with all other nations where religious persecution is going on. And this is not this year. For the 3 consecutive years, US SURF has been reporting India as a country of particular concern. Even today when we are talking, over 10,000 NGOs like Ford Foundation, many church-related NGOs who were serving Indians, 40%, more than 40% of Indian population is below the poverty line. They have been blocked by the Indian government. Their registration has been cancelled. Attacks on churches, the mosques, the gurdwaras are continuing. Even just last week, in a 100-year-old church convent school in Bengaluru, in state of Karnataka, the Hindu fundamentalists came and said, you can't take the Bible classes here. So this is the true India which it is today. And as in the 1930s, when Nazi Germany, its policies, one nation, one race, one people was going around, majority were thinking, oh, Germany is progressing, how trains are on time, how there is a hustle bustle in the market. But after the Second World War, but we saw that what has been done by Nazis, not only in Germany, when they went to the Europe, then we said, never again, never again. And today look at what is happening in India. The country which is being run by Prime Minister Modi, the RSS, which was founded in 1920s, and look at the bunch of thoughts written by the founder of RSS, Golwalkar. He said that the solution which Nazi Germany has done to the minorities, the same solution should be applied in India. This is way back in 1920s, and the slogan of present regime is Hindu, Hindi, Hindustan, that it is a nation of the Hindus, only Hindi language will be spoken here, and there is no place for minorities other than either convert to Hinduism or be ready to perish like the Spanish Inquisition. And brothers and sisters, we are proud that in these 5 centuries of Sikh history, we have taken on 4 powerful regimes in that part of the world. Mughal regime, the Mughal dynasty, the great Mughals, and as the persecution was going on, Sikhism, which started as a religion of the saints, soon became the religion of the saint soldier. When a Sikh is referred, he said as a saint soldier, meaning Sikh should have the wisdom of a saint and the courage of a soldier. We fought against Mughals for 100 years. 5 of our generations were born and raised in jungles, but eventually we were able to rout out that. Today, as American forces for 20 years were stuck in Afghanistan, it's a good thing that they came safely home. But that part of the world is known from where invaders used to come in our part of Punjab and used to go to the end of India. Sikhs are the first ones which drew that border, which today is called Durand Line, which was lined as a border in 1893. But that was the border which was drawn by the brave Sikhs way back in 1839. Unfortunately, in 1849, British colonials, and there are a lot of similarities what the dream of our founding fathers was, how the 13 colonies, their representatives got together in Philadelphia and they declared their independence from British colonials. The similarities in the dream, in the vision of our founding fathers and Sikhism. Sikhism believes in religious freedom, believes in liberty, believes in justice for all. Out of 10 Sikh gurus, 2 Sikh gurus were persecuted, were assassinated, were martyred for the reason they stood for these values. And eventually, in 1849, after 2 Anglo-Sikh wars, our Punjab was taken over by the British Empire, but for 98 years, as the Britishers stayed in India until 1947, it is important to understand what is the history of our freedom. And the important part was that in 1940, when after the Second World War, Britishers and other European colonists realized that they can't colonize the other part of the world, and that was a part of the deal with President Roosevelt as well and Churchill, that they should go free. And that was the time Britishers hastily retreated from South Asia. Sikhs were the third party to the negotiations which happened in London. Hindus were represented by Gandhi and Nehru Congress Party. Muslims were represented by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a Muslim League president, and Sikhs were represented by Tara Singh and Baldev Singh. There was an option for the Sikhs to get an independent country, but Sikhs preferred to stay in India, as was promised by Gandhi and Nehru, that no constitution in India will be accepted which won't be acceptable to the Sikhs. And that was the historical blunder when in 1947, Sikhs, our Punjab was carved out, was divided between the two. Almost 2/3 of Punjab went to Pakistan, 1/3 came to India. 40% of Sikhs were displaced from the other side of Punjab, came as a refugees. But very soon, the hard-working Sikhs made their place, but to our dismay, we found that from one slavery of the British colonials, we have come under the Hindutva slavery, and our struggle started right then. And I think one thing I want to mention today in the world, as the Ukrainian flag is telling us that how they were fascist or they were Nazis, how they created trouble in the world, as today Russia, the way they have invaded an independent sovereign nation of Ukraine. And look at, the whole world is condemning Russia. The whole world is standing with our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Look at where India is standing. India is supporting Putin. India opposed that resolution which declared Russia as an aggressor. They opposed it in UN Security Council. They opposed it in UN General Assembly. They opposed it UN Human Rights Council in Geneva. That is India standing with Russia. And that is what, if that India can do that at the international level, what they are doing to their minorities, it shouldn't be hard to understand. In the last almost 75 years since 1947, we have gone through one persecution or the other, but the final assault came in the first week of June 1984. Full-fledged total war on the Sikhs. Sanctum Sanctorum of the Sikhs, Golden Temple Amritsar, was invaded by Indian army. The whole of Punjab was cut off from the rest of the world. All foreign correspondents were thrown out, and a full-scale genocide for the next 6 months occurred. Over 100,000 Sikh young men were killed between the years 1984 and 1994. Those were the years Amnesty International was not allowed in India. Human Rights Watch was not allowed in India. Brothers and sisters, this is the story, that after 37 years being in India, from 1947 till 1984, Sikhs hoped that any peaceful negotiation, we are not for letting blood flow, or as has been mentioned in the Declaration of Independence, that we are against any bloodshed and want all issues through negotiation. But after 37 years of so-called independence, full-scale attack came, and that was the time that when on January 26, 1986, a huge gathering in front of Akal Takht. When we say Akal Takht, it marks the sovereignty of the Sikh nation. Hundreds of thousands of Sikhs gathered there, and they said no more with India, and they formed 5-member committee to give the future political course to the Sikh nation. That 5-member committee on this day, April 29, 1986, declared their Declaration of Independence. Today's Declaration of Independence has the same importance in Sikh history as is the July 4th, 1776 Declaration. Even at that time, 13 colonies didn't know what will be the result. A time came when a good number of people started thinking why we have challenged so powerful Britishers, and we know Mr. Paine, who wrote Common Sense and said, "Doth destroy the soul of man." And similarly, when we declared our independence, we knew India is known in the world as the largest democracy. We knew that we are a tiny, tiny minority, but we, the believers of God, we believe that ultimately truth prevails. And in this city of Norwich, in the land of Martin Luther King, who reminded us injustice anywhere is the threat to justice everywhere, we remember our great president, our great thinker Benjamin Franklin, who said that let we hang together, otherwise we will be hanged separately. We are thankful to our American brothers and sisters. You are standing with us, and eventually, as we have seen in the history, as I said earlier, we fought against the Mughals, we fought against the Afghan invaders across Darai-Khyber, we fought against British colonial. One time was in America in 1912, there were 8,000 Sikhs living in California, Central Valley. But then they thought that we won't accept slavery. Out of 8,000, 7,000 went back to India to free India from the British colonial. That is the history of sacrifices of this great Sikh nation. We are thankful, city of Norwich, the citizens of this city, the citizens of this great country. We will never forget you. We are we are the people who always remember even nice, small gestures in history. And Norwich has created a history today. And with my all brothers and sisters, as Zindabad when we say, it is long live. And as our nation of Khalistan, whose boundaries will be between the river Jamuna and Wagah, which is the bordering India and Pakistan. And I want to mention, as was mentioned by Swaranjit Singh Khalsa, 3 nuclear powers, India, Pakistan and China. And our Khalistan is in between. And as a buffer state in between these 3 nuclear armed countries, which have gone in war a couple of times against each other, we are the only ones who can push them away. And that is why whenever I gave my presentation in US Congress, we are very lucky that today we have a US Congressional Sikh Caucus. Over 50 congressmen are part of the Sikh Caucus, which is the bipartisan caucus. And even in the 3 weeks ago in US Congress, a resolution has been introduced by 12 congressmen declaring April 14th as the Sikh National Day. We are hoping that a day will come when our Khalistan will be amongst those 194 United Nations member countries. One nation will be created. We stand with the people of Ukraine. Sikhs have established a humanitarian aid camp in Poland, joining the Ukraine border. Thousands and thousands are going there to help our Ukrainian brothers and sisters. Let me raise 5 slogans in support of Khalistan, in support of our over 100,000 brothers and sisters who got martyred in these 36 years, so that we should be able to live a life of dignity and honor in the coming years. Khalistan
Jindabad!
Khalistan
Jindabad!
Khalistan
Jindabad!
Khalistan
Jindabad!
Khalistan.
Jindabad!
Thank you very much.
Bole so Sat Sri Akal.
So, what I think always about Dr. Amarjit Singh, our Punjabi Google. Anything you can't find from the Google, you can call him. Now I'd like to invite our good friend from Indiana, Rajat Singh Jaffe, who will read the message, our Sikh prisoner and our Jathedar, Bhai Jagtar Singh Ji Hawara. So, if my brother and sister, if you don't mind, he's going to read this message in Punjabi, and we'll get you the copy later on for that message. Thank you.
Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I really want to say in one line, we proud we are American Sikh, and really thanks to Norwich and all Swanjit Paji and all the council members here, all citizens here. So ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਜਗਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹਵਾਰਾ ਜੀ ਹੁਣਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਭਾਈ ਹਰਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਸੁੱਖੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਪੇਸ਼ੀ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਗੁਨਾਹ ਨਹੀਂ, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਜੱਜ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਐਕਸੈਪਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੀ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਆ। ਉਹ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਹਾਦਤ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਆ। ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲੱਖਾਂ ਹੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਡੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰਣ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇਕਜੁੱਟ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੌਮੀ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲੰਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ, ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਣ 1986 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਪੱਕਿਆ ਕਰਨਾ, ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਨਸਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੜਿਆ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੌਮੀ ਘਰ ਦੇ ਲਈ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਆ। ਪਰਮ ਸਤਿਕਾਰਯੋਗ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਜਗਤ ਦੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਤੇ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਦੇ ਸਿਧਾਂਤ ਦੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਜੁਗਤ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਬ੍ਰਾਹਮਣਵਾਦ ਦੇ ਕਰਮਕਾਂਡੀ ਜਨੇਊ ਨੂੰ ਠੁਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਨਿਰਮਲ, ਨਿਆਰੇ ਅਤੇ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਨੀਂਹ ਰੱਖੀ ਸੀ। ਇਹ ਅਲੌਕਿਕ ਤੇ ਅਗੰਮੀ ਵਰਤਾਰਾ ਸੀ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਚੱਲਦਿਆਂ ਕੌਮੀਅਤ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਰ ਨਿਰੰਤਰ ਜਾਰੀ ਰਿਹਾ। ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖ਼ਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸਿਰਜਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਨਗਾਰੇ ਦੀ ਗੂੰਜ ਨੇ ਰਾਜਸੀ ਹੱਕ ਹਕੂਕ ਦਾ ਸਿਧਾਂਤ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਦ੍ਰਿੜ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ, ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਭਾਰਤ ਅਤੇ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰਤੱਖ ਰੂਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਵਰਲਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਾਰਵਿਚ ਵਿਖੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਘੋਸ਼ਣਾ ਦਿਵਸ ਦੀ 36ਵੀਂ ਵਰ੍ਹੇਗੰਢ ਨੂੰ ਮਨਾਉਣਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਵ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਲਈ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਅਤੇ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਥ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਭਰਪੂਰ ਸ਼ਲਾਘਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਭਾਈ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਤੇ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਾਰਦਿਕ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਦੂਰਅੰਦੇਸ਼ੀ, ਅਡੋਲਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਦ੍ਰਿੜਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਸ਼ਵ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਿਰਾਸਤੀ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦੇਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ 29 ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ 2022 ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਨਾਰਵਿਚ ਮਿਊਰਲ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਤੀ, ਰੰਗ, ਨਸਲ ਭੇਦਭਾਵ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਮਨੁੱਖੀ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ, ਬਰਾਬਰਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਇਨਸਾਫ ਲਈ ਸੰਘਰਸ਼ੀਲ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤਾਂ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਜਸਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲੜਾ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹਨ, ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਵਿਸ਼ਵ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਲਈ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਭਾਈ ਸਵਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਥੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਉਦਮ ਸਦਕਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਆਰਟ ਗੈਲਰੀ ਦੇ ਉਦਘਾਟਨ ਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਮੁੱਚੇ ਪੰਥ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਪ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਲਈ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਸੀ ਇਤਫਾਕ ਬਖਸ਼ਣ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪੰਥ ਦਾ ਦਾਸ ਜਗਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹਵਾਰਾ, ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖ਼ਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ।
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
ਮੈਂ ਦੋ ਨਾਰੇ ਦਿਆਂਗਾ। ਤਿਹਾੜ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਚੋਂ ਆਈ ਆਵਾਜ਼,
ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ
ਤਿਹਾੜ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਚੋਂ ਆਈ ਆਵਾਜ਼,
ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ
ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਜਗਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਹਵਾਰਾ
ਜਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
Now I'd like to invite for the certificate appreciation by Mayor Nestrom, joined by other elected officers.
Thank you. I have two other council members with me, Swaranji Singh Khalsa and Alderman Darrell Wilson, so I'm going to ask them to assist as well, please. Thank you. This is a certificate of recognition from the City of Norwich in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your efforts to make a difference in Norwich, helping to assist with mental health and financial support during the pandemic. This Manamohana Singh Bahara, I want to thank you for your contributions and valuable service to the City of Norwich and wish you continued success with your future endeavors. This dated this 29th day of April. Thank you. Again, this certificate of recognition from the City of Norwich in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your efforts to make a difference in Norwich. We're helping with the day-to-day operations at Norwich's only Sikh art gallery. Kuljit Singh, I thank you for your contributions and valuable service to the City of Norwich and wish you continued success with your future endeavors dated this 29th day of April. Thank you.
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋਨਿਹਾਲ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
Go ahead.
Sorry. It's a certificate of recognition from City of Norwich in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your efforts to make difference in Norwich, helping raise awareness of Sikh freedom struggle. Himmat Singh, I thank you for your contribution and valuable service to the City of Norwich, and I wish you continued success with your future endeavor. April 29th. I would also like to acknowledge that Himmat Singh was featured by New York Times with full-page article for serving hot meals during pandemic and during the protests for Black Lives Matter. So thank you for all the work you do, and especially in our community. He's from New York, but when we tell him we need some help, he's always there. So thank you.
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋਨਿਹਾਲ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
Certificate of recognition, City of Norwich, in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your efforts to make a difference here in Norwich. Serving meals to the needy and serving free meals to Bacchus hospital staff during the pandemic.
Gurpreet Singh.
Gurpreet Singh. Thank you for your contributions and valuable service to the City of Norwich, and we wish you continued success with Royal Punjabi Restaurant, presented on this 29th day of April, 2020.
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋਨਿਹਾਲ
Gurpreet Singh ਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਪਣੇ he went back to the work, so his brother was taking that for him. Gagandeep Singh, thank you.
This certificate of recognition, again from the City of Norwich, is in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your efforts to make a difference in Norwich, helping to promote and raise educational awareness in Sikh youth about drugs, and instead of helping the youth choose sports. Gurandir Singh Dhaliwal, sorry. I thank you for your contributions and valuable service to the City of Norwich and wish you continued success with your future endeavors, presented this 29th day of April 2022. Thank you very much.
Same way I was struggling to say your last name.
That's right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
This is another certificate of recognition from City of Norwich in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your efforts to make a difference in Norwich by helping the distribution of over 20,000 masks in Connecticut. Baljinder Singh, I thank you for your contribution and valuable service to the city of Norwich, and I wish you continued success for your future endeavors.
In celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need and your effort to make a difference in the Norwich, as director of the Sikh Art Gallery and proud supporter of the arts in Norwich, Baljinder Singh, I thank you for your contributions and valuable service to the city of Norwich and wish you continued success with your future endeavors presented on this 29th day of April 2022.
Again, as I present this certificate, I'd also like to acknowledge a couple of people that have been with us throughout the program. Chris LaRose, the General Manager of the Norwich Public Utilities, Kevin Brown, the President of the Norwich Community Development Corporation, are with us as well, and I thought I saw a member of our Board of Education, Mark Koulos.
Yes.
I believe he's here. If I've missed anyone, I apologize. This certificate of recognition is from the City of Norwich in celebration of your commitment and dedication to helping those in need in your efforts to make a difference in Norwich, providing unbiased journalism to the community for decades, an advocate for justice and diversity. Dr. Baljinder Singh, I thank you for your contributions and valuable service to the City of Norwich, in which you continue success with your future endeavors, again presented on this 29th day, April 22.
Bole so nihal.
Now I'd like to invite our good friend and always hardworking, who's also serving as coordinator for World Sikh Parliament, Himmat Singh Ji, was also covered by a full page of article in New York Times. It was an effort when the COVID started, and he did very hard work with his team, Bhai Baljinder Singh Ji, Bhai Harminder Singh Ji. They did very hard work and start from those meals in New York City and then Connecticut and then Massachusetts. And whenever they're serving the mask or the food in Norwich City, and they was there. And if we were serving food in Holyoke or other city in Massachusetts, they was there. So I'd like to thank you them. Thanks one more time for doing this effort. Now I represent Bhai Himmat Singh Ji.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I like to thank you, Honorable Mayor, and other elected officials, other officers from the city of Norwich and the people of Norwich. ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਨੈਕਟੀਕਟ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾਰਵਿਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੁੜੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਸ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵੱਡੇ ਪੱਧਰ ਤੇ ਸੁਣੀ ਗਈ ਆ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਜੈਨੋਸਾਈਡ ਦਾ ਬਿੱਲ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਖਾਲਸਾਈ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਕੇਸਰੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਰੋਧ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾਲਸਾਈ ਪਰਚਮ ਦੇ ਦਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਰੈਕੋਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਔਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੈਲੰਡਰ ਆ ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੈਪੀ ਨਿਊ ਈਅਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਸੀ ਮਹੀਨਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਕੌਮ ਦਾ ਕੈਲੰਡਰ ਆ ਉਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਰੈਕੋਗਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਅੱਜ ਪੂਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਭਾਰਤ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣੀ ਗਈ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਟ ਕਨੈਕਟੀਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਜਿਹੜਾ 29 ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ 1986 ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਐਲਾਨਨਾਮਾ ਅਕਾਲ ਤਖਤ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਫਜ਼ੀਲ ਤੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੁਝਾਰੂਆਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਮੂਹ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਰਪਿਤ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਜਾਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਜਾਣਗੀਆਂ। ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਉਸ ਕਦਮ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੂਰਨੇ ਪਾਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਦਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਧਰਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਐਲਾਨਨਾਮੇ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਇੰਡੀਪੈਂਡੈਂਸ ਡੇ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ, ਉਸ ਦਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਛੋਟੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁੱਲ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਸਦੇ ਜੋ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਇਨਸਾਫ ਪਸੰਦ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਸ ਲੜਾਈ ਦੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਗਦਰੀ ਬਾਬਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਸਟਾਕਟਨ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਭਾਰਤ ਨੂੰ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਦੀ, ਪਰ 93% ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਭਾਰਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਲਾਮੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਵਰਤੀਰਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਕਬਜ਼ੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਵੀ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਧਰਤੀ ਕਨੈਕਟੀਕਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਦਿਨ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਆ। ਜੈਨੋਸਾਈਡ ਦੇ ਬਿੱਲ ਕਨੈਕਟੀਕਟ, ਪੈਂਸਿਲਵੇਨੀਆ, ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ, ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਕਾਉਂਟੀਆਂ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਸ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਆ ਬਿੱਲ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁੱਲ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਕਿਸਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਇਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਰੈਕੋਗਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਜੂਨ 1984 ਦੇ ਅਟੈਕ ਵੇਲੇ ਜੋ 29 ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ 1986 ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਐਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੁਣ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਲਏ ਬਗੈਰ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਇਹ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧਣ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਬਲ ਬਖਸ਼ਣ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮੁੱਚੀ ਕੌਮ ਇੱਕ ਕੇਸਰੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਥੱਲੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਮੰਜ਼ਿਲ ਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਏ। ਅੱਜ ਸੈਲਫ ਡਿਟਰਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਵਰਲਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਹ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਸਵਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਉਦਮਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮੁੱਚੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਗਤ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਵਰਲਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਪੂਰੇ ਸੁਹਿਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਟਿੱਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੈਠਾਂਗੇ। ਸਮੁੱਚੀਆਂ ਪੰਥ ਦੀਆਂ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀਆਂ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਸ਼੍ਰੋਮਣੀ ਅਕਾਲੀ ਦਲ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਹੋਵੇ, ਪੰਜ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨੀ ਦਲ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਹੋਰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਛੋਟੀਆਂ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀਆਂ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੰਘਰਸ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਤਰੀਕਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੜਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਔਰ ਵਰਲਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਠੋਕ ਵਜਾ ਕੇ ਕਰੇਗੀ ਔਰ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਡੈਮੋਕ੍ਰੇਸੀ ਦਾ ਝੂਠਾ ਮਖੌਟਾ ਨੰਗਾ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਟਾਂਗੇ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਮੂਹ ਇਲੈਕਟਡ ਅਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਦਾ, ਮਿਸਟਰ ਆਨਰੇਬਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਆ ਸਵਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਫਤਿਹ ਦੀ ਅਰਜ਼ ਕਰਦਾ ਜੀ ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦਾ ਲਾਵਾਂਗਾ, ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ, ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਥੇਦਾਰ ਜਗਤਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਹਵਾਰਾ ਜਿੰਦਾਬਾਦ, ਬਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ, ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
Now I'd like to invite Swanjit Singh Ji Khalsa for the outstanding community partner award distribution. Thank you, Swanjit Singh Khalsa.
Thank you. So we have few awards, and it's a surprise. We kept surprise for a lot of folks as well. But the first one is Kevin Brown, who is our Norwich Community Development Corporation president and former chairman of Mohegan tribe, which is also a sovereign nation. So please come forward and accept this award from the Sikh community. And thank you for all the work you do to embrace the diversity. Very simple, black pen. Thank you. Now I would like to Lagrito from Global City Norwich, who is actually the one who told me, would you like to do the flag raising we are doing for all the other communities? And I was like, sure, why not? It wasn't on my list, but thank you. Yeah, the next one is Sheila Hayes, who is president of NAACP Norwich branch. and has been wonderful community partner. I would also like to tell you she led the mural project as well. So thank you very much for all the work you do for our community.
It was a bag, right?
Then Brenda McDonald from Bahe community, she was unable to join us today, but we'll give her award some other day, I guess. The next one is Angie from our Greater Norwich Area Chamber of Commerce. Angie Adams, please come forward. And she was very helpful in organizing the Sikh Art Gallery ribbon cutting ceremony. Then we have Bonnie Kupak, who is Mayor's Secretary, and she was very helpful, not just for Sikh community, she is welcoming to all the other communities. And I remember sometimes we have like 20 certificates of recognitions, and she always helps. So I will just have Mr. Nystrom come and accept that flag. Also like to mention, City of Norwich Mayor Office is the only mayor's office which also have Sikh flag posted in it. So that's a very big deal for Sikh community as well. I don't know if our Board of Education member is here, Mark Kulos, but I would like somebody to receive on his behalf. Linda, if you don't mind to come and receive.
Right?
Yes.
Haji, Chatta Sahab, you adjust. Haji, aajo.
Next one is our Norwich PD Chief, Pat Daly.
So, flag.
If Pat is not here, maybe Officer Rankin can come. And everybody knows him, so even better. Then one of our dear friends, Charles Grady, and I would like to also recognize Joanne Benson, who has been wonderful friend for Sikh community for a long time, and always helped Sikh community in making sure there's no hate crime happening on the Sikh community. We did a lot of advocacy work with our partners here, so I would like to invite them to receive this wonderful recognition plaque. Both of you, thank you. Thank you. Next one is I would like to recognize Shromani Akali Dal Amritsar team to be here with us and receive the recognition plaque. You also have your recognition from General Assembly as well. Bhupinder Singh ji, please. Bhupinder ji, jo ek minute board bhi lo. आजो आजो अच्छे ब्लैक ब्लैक के आजो आ लो जी बोलो दावे ले अभी गिरी चतुरन के कितना ठीक से हम देखते हुए सब उन्होंने बाकी बंदे पुख्ता होके अगर आप प्रोग्राम चलाइए
Very good afternoon to everybody. This has been quite a chilly morning and it's going towards the afternoon. And I represent ceremonies and representatives of America, the legislative and the executive branches of the US government. And I try to raise the matters of human rights and religious freedom at all the levels of the government. A few minutes ago, I had an opportunity to speak with the Honorable Mayor of the Norwich City, and he was telling me about the rich history and culture of this 400-year-old city. So as we know and understand that for every country or any local land to survive and come up forward, we fight through democracy, human rights, rule of law against injustices done, and to protect the goal for the innocent people who are not able to hold up their rights up to that mark. Sikh community since 1947 has been struggling, and till date the struggle is going on. I don't see that if we are being counted as a rebellious community, but we are a rebellion in a good way. So we try to uphold the human rights, religious freedom, and rule of law for all the communities, any of the minority community out there in the world. That's what we have been doing here in the United States of America, and any other Western world, and any of the other part of the world wherever we have lived. And we try to embrace the values. And we are very thankful to the city of Norwich, to the state of Connecticut, the officials from the federal, state, and local level who has recognized this day, April 29, 1986. It's an historic day in the Sikh history. And I believe that the Sikh struggle should go on, and with every new day, a new challenge is being presented. Although we have a rich history behind us, we have, as my dear colleague Dr. Amarjit Singh, he's actually an encyclopedia. So he was putting us through the various time frames with which the Sikh community has struggled and successfully overcome. But this time is presenting us with altogether new challenge, and the ideology which we are fighting in, it tends to polarize your brain. So we are not fighting with any political system out there. So the unity of the community is of extreme and utter importance, and although our political struggle goes on, but the community will continue to strive economically, culturally, socially, in any piece of land they are on, whether they are in at the local, state, and federal level, any part of the country, any part of the world. Thank you so much, and I thank the Norwich City Council members, Sartaj Ranjit Singh Khalsa, for letting us have this opportunity to be here today, and thank you.
Now, next one we have is David Good from Public Art for Racial Justice Education. He has done wonderful work in our community through mural, and has just been doing wonderful work overall in the state with his advocacy. So please come forward and receive this recognition plaque. Also, I would like to see if our artists are here yet. Okay, so we might see our artist who did the mural right at the mural location. So we'll be going there. Thank you. Thank you, David. Then next one we have some of our community members. Bhagat Singh ji, please come forward and receive recognition plaque. I also have some special guest, Balinder Singh Chatta, and of course we will also like to recognize some of our friends who were not here today. Pavan Singh from Virginia, and Nrinder Singh ji, who we call it Pauji, from Virginia. And please Chatta ji come forward and receive this plaque.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
I would also like to invite Zakir Khambataya to come forward. He is our new friend from Togo. He lives in Norwich, but one day he wants to run for president of Togo. Also, I would like to acknowledge April 27th was Togo Independence Day, and Togo is also a member of UN, and Zato attended our Washington DC parade as well with us, and of course we also wish him Happy Independence Day. Anji. And Suki got another project on the plate now for next year. Togo Independence Day ceremony at Norwich City Hall. And that's it on my end. If I'm forgetting anything, please.
I think you cover everything. Chata Sahib, एक तो पाबंदी है तो एक अपने 5 minutes. Now, before we raise our flag, I'd like to call one of my good friends, Baljinder Singh, come to the stage for 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And I just want to thank Norwich City mayors and councilmen and all other elected officials to be here to recognize our Independence Day. And we really thanks because this is a really big day for us. We go through a lot of hard time after 1947, and there are thousands of Sikhs, 100,000 of Sikhs killed by Indian forces. And we have 1984 November, we had Sikh genocide, and Connecticut state recognized Sikh genocide in capital, and New Jersey and all other states recognized. So we really appreciate for the time and supports from mayors and city office. And I just want to thank you everybody. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Our two community members just joined us. Baljinder Singh ji ਤੇ ਭਾਈ ਦਇਆ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਆਇਓ ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਮਿੰਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੋਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਓ
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
Now I'd like to invite Manmohan Singh ji Prana to please join us in our prayer. It's called Ardas. Thank you very much.
Before I start the prayer, I'm going to take my shoes off so that my feet touch the ground. Like this way you get the power of the earth and power of the universe in your prayer. Any declaration requires execution and struggle. A declaration is only a declaration if there is no struggle behind it. If there is no process of execution behind it. Only then you reach your target. Dr. Amarjit Singh has outlined very briefly the process of struggle and execution. Number one, so we must, as Sikh members here, must remember and should not forget that execution is an everyday process. It's not one day you come here, collect and get done. You have to work toward the goal every breath of your life. Then the achievement is done. That's number one. Number two, you need the support. And I would like to say Norwich and Sikh is a monolithic word. Because I have seen Mayor Nystrom, Honorable Mayor of this town, has supported Sikhs in every endeavor.
Sat Sri Akal.
I remember the day when we were in the library. That day it showed us that you truly support us. Remember when we have some displays and there were some people there and you worked with us. And we are very thankful to you. So we want to continue Norwich and Sikhism being a monolithic work, and Connecticut is a state where Sikh problems have been highlighted and solutions have been put forth in the form of proclamations. And we are thankful to Rep. Ryan and Senator Kathy for supporting us, and we pray for their long life. Now, above all, any declaration requires raising a flag and offering a prayer to God. Without that, it is incomplete. So now we are going to offer a prayer. We need your attention with full mind and soul. तुझ आगे अरदास हमारी जियो पिंड सब तेरा. Waheguru, wonderful Lord, we are offering our prayer to you with body and soul together. Kaho Nanak sab teri vadiyai. Guru Nanak says God is supreme, and we are humble servant of God, and we are totally unknown, and God is the supreme to whom we are going to offer this prayer. Ardas एक ओंकार वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. श्री भगवती जी सहाय. कुमार श्री भगवती जी की पातशाही दसवीं. प्रथम भगवती सिमर कै गुरु नानक लई ध्यान. फिर अंगद गुरते अमरदास रामदास होई सहाय. अर्जन हर गोबिंदनो सिमरो श्री हर राय. श्री हरकृष्ण ध्याई है जिसे डिठे सब जाए. तेग बहादुर सिमरे है कर नौ निधि आवे ताए सब थाई होई सहाय. दसवां पातशाह साहिब श्री गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज सब थाई होई सहाय. दसवां पातशाह दी जो साहिब श्री ग्रंथ साहिब जी दे पाठ देदार दा ध्यान तर खालसा जी साहब बोलो जी. Meaning wonderful Lord. We also remember at this time, while we offering our prayer, all the martyrs of Sikhs, those who offered their life for the justice to save the weaker. They stood on the side of the justice. We also remember 5 Pyaras, our beloved, and Char Sahibzada, and all the martyrs of Sikhism who gave their lives to protect human rights, justice, and raise the voice against injustice toward humanity as a whole. Hinimaniya de mon Satguru, Nitaniya de than, Nyotiya de ot, Nyasran de asra. Waheguru Ji, wonderful Lord, we are offering our prayer and seek your permission to raise the flag of Sikh Independence Declaration Day, and we also seek your blessings for achieving the goals for Sikh independent nation, for which Sikhs have been struggling for the last 75 years. This thing was offered to Sikhs on the plate by the Britishers. We missed that opportunity. We come to your door and pray that please bring that opportunity again in the laps of all the Sikhs so that we can enjoy our independent home in India, which is our own homeland, Punjab. We are also seek your blessings for the world peace, and we submit our prayers for the world peace. We also seek your blessing for the opening ceremony of Sikh Art Gallery. May we all flourish together. May the city of Norwich flourish, and please shower your blessings on the city of Norwich and the people living in this town.
so that we all stand together for the righteousness irrespective of caste, color, creed, and for all human beings, so that we can join them and share their sufferings too. Please bless us all. Please forgive our mistakes. Jagat jalanda rakh lai apni kirpa dhar. Vaheguru, please save this whole world from burning. Jit dware ubare tete liyo ubar. Please save everybody. No matter what you have to do, please save us all. And we pray for peace for all. We pray for humanity. We again pray for the city of Norwich. And please shower your blessing to the city of Norwich and the people living here. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarbat Da Phala. Guru Nanak says we are praying for the entire universe as a whole. Please save the entire universe. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sat Sri Akal. Sat Sri Akal. Sat Sri Akal. Sat Sri Akal.
Before we raise our flag, one more time I'd like to thank our mayors, city council, all the people came together, all of our Sikh brothers from became all other states. Thank you very much one more time. Swajit Singh.
Thank you very much. So Suki gonna help us, and we're gonna put our national anthem first, pay our regards to American flag, and then we're gonna start with the Sikh national anthem, and then Kuljit Singh can lead the flag hosting, and after that we do have closing comments, and we do have some other friends that we would like to acknowledge. So please stay with us. Thank you. Flag is right there. Thank you. Also behind the program you can see the Sikh national anthem and understand the meaning if you like. Go.
Shiva खालिस्तान शुभ कर मनते कब हो न डरो देह शिवा पर मोहे शुभ कर मनते कब हो न डरो शुभ कर मनते कब हो न डरो सोच जाए लड़ो निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करो देह शिवा पर मोहे देह शिवा पर मोहे
Hey guys, happy Saturday. Welcome to another edition of
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I request everyone to come here. We have some special guests that we would like to recognize as well. We have artists. India. Somebody's happy. Thank you very much. Please come back. We have few guests that we would like to recognize. Ameda Ruler and Samson Taunton. So it shows how dedicated they were. And we had a community paint day at Sikh Art Gallery as well, where we created all those pieces, and then it was pasted on the wall. So it's a whole process what they has to go through. So please, Gurinder Singh Ji Taliwal, please honor them, and I request other Sikh community members to be there as well. Thank you. Just for acknowledgement, we also have other business owner, Mr. Jaspal Singh Paul, who own the businesses in near Central Avenue. Will like to present you award as well. And I would also like to recognize from Sathington Gurdwara we have Maninder Singh Arora, who has also business of Liberty Tax. So thank you very much for being here. Arora ji, please come forward. And then at the end, I just have closing comments by Bhutta Singh Ji from Shromani Akali Dal Amritsar. And then we all gonna go to the Market Street mural and pray for world peace and pray for the peace in Ukraine, especially. And after that, we're gonna have lunch at Sikh Art Gallery at 1:30. We also have a ribbon cutting for Sikh Art Gallery. So please join us with all these events and be part of the celebration. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to meet everybody. We are very grateful to the Township of Norwich, Honorable Mayor and our Council Member to celebrate April 29th, 86, our Independent Days. We are thanks again. Thank you very much. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Thank you all for again joining us today for this wonderful ceremony. And Feel free to get a picture. I know we need one picture with the sign, "Hate has no home here." So I request all the Sikh community member to be in the front lines and take the picture with that sign. Thank you.
God bless all and God bless America. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
राज करेगा, राज करेगा,